Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the 816-660 podcast. As you guys can tell, we're not in our normal setup that we have. We are back in Kansas City, Missouri, enjoying the likeness of home. Got our boy Pat on in the background. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about the battle the Chiefs took on this past Sunday against the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert. Kind of had some Houdini moves on his own, maybe a little bit of Magic Man, but not the Magic Man like Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs got the ball to start the football game, and Isaiah Pacheco came out like a firecracker running the football. I thought he would have a touchdown this week, but you know what? He ran the ball hard, had over 100 yards, and the man absolutely just balled out. Chiefs drove down the field to start the football game, but ended up getting held to 3. Kind of a controversial way to start the game. It looked like Trav was held on the first drive, but him and Derwin James were at a battle the whole entire game, going back and forth, and then finally able to break through in the game. Very competitive, one of the best safeties in the league to go up against, and that man Trav really just did his job during the game. The Chargers answered the Chiefs' punch with 3 and ended up punching us back in the mouth with a slight uppercut. Justin Herbert threw an absolute dot down the field to Joshua Palmer, a guy that kind of needed to have a big game with guys like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams on limited reps, especially those two after coming back from a couple injuries. But yes, he threw a dot downfield, answered the Chiefs' punch to end up scoring a touchdown to put the Chargers up 7-3. The Chiefs ended up answering quick again, but it was only 3. A good confidence booster for Harrison Butker, a guy that I called out last week to become more consistent. Ended up hitting all of his field goals on the day and was very good from extra points as well. With a quick 51-yard field goal, puts us down 6-7. And then the Chargers, on their ensuing drive, drove the field quick. Dicker, the kicker for them, ended up kicking a field goal, so the Chiefs were now down 6-10. Chiefs now come up on their next drive, and as they're driving the field, Mahomes dials up a absolute dot. I believe the catch was less than 1% for it to be converted, and a little dot out here to Jody Fortson. The margin of error is so slim just to be able to get the football in there. Just very impressive catch by Jody. Puts us on about the 4-yard line, and next play, just quick tutty to Travis Kelce, first touchdown of the day. Get his day started, get us rolling, because when Trav plays the Chargers, the man typically goes off where he's a big distraction to open up for other people. And as you see on his way into the end zone, he did a little bit of Dion celebration, what the announcers were saying during the game. It was cool to see that hype from him. Got the team rolling a little bit, a lot of excitement, and that ended up putting the Chiefs up 13-10. And it really just became a battle throughout the rest of the football game. Back and forth. The Chiefs kind of struggled a little bit on offense the rest of the half. The Chargers ended up putting up 10 unanswered to end the half. It was nice, though, at the end for the Chiefs to hold the Chargers to 3, a bend-don't-break mentality after they kind of struggled a little bit on defense. But it is what it is. You kind of hold them. The Chargers did get the ball to come out in the second half, but it just back and forth, blows. Guys getting hit, big sacks during the game. Just very impressive to see, and it really came down to the fourth quarter. Now, like I said, on to the fourth quarter, the Chiefs and Chargers actually swapped turnovers now down and within the last 7 minutes of the football game. Keenan Allen fumbled, and then the Chiefs were driving well, completes a pass to Sky Moore, where you think the Chiefs are driving, they're going to put the game away here with a touchdown. And then on the next play, it was a screen to Jerick McKinnon. He ends up fumbling, so now the Chargers get the ball back, give them a little hype. And what are the odds that happens? Justin Herbert dials up another dot. Of course, to the big name, Keenan Allen downfield, gets the Chargers hype. A lot of things going for them. And then they punch it in for a score. Now the Chiefs have, at this time, 1:46 left. Some would say that's way too much time for Patrick Mahomes, considering that against the Bills last year in the AFC Divisional Playoffs, 13 seconds to get Harrison Butker into field goal range. So 1:46 left. And here comes a Grim Reaper stepping onto the football field with less than 25% chance to win the football game. I looked at people to my left and to my right, and I said, I like those chances. You give my man any percent chance of winning, and he's going to go get the game done. The Wolfman, the Chiefsaholic on Twitter, shouted him out. He goes, way too much time left on the clock. And I agree. None other than the Grim Reaper, Magic Man, Mr. Mahomes, driving down the football field and getting the job done. And who else does he throw to for the game-winning touchdown, go-ahead score? Travis Kelce. 3rd touchdown on the day. His last 3 receptions out of the 6 were all 3 touchdown catches, which phenomenal. Guy balls out every game. So much energy from him. It keeps the team hype. especially to pick up McKinnon after the guy honestly kind of looked sad after he fumbled it, and now to pick him up, get the pick me up for him. The guys were rolling. Now 31 seconds left on the clock. Can the Chiefs defense make a stand to keep the Chargers out of field goal range? Herbert now takes the field. Does he have a little bit of magic of his own? We don't know. Throws the football downfield, or does he? No, he does end up throwing it downfield. Into double coverage, ball gets tipped up. I'm like, incomplete. None other than our man Nick Bolton coming in to make the play at the end, getting the interception. Game over. Done. A good 30-27 win by the Kansas City Chiefs. Just to talk about the dominant performance, though, by Patrick Mahomes. The guy is now 25-0 in the months of November, December for the coming games now, but you just like to, it's impressive. You like to see those kind of things, especially with Pat. The guy is a dog. He's got guys around him. What are you going to do without Tyreek Hill, right? Keenan Allen. Oh, that's really going to expose some people. And Keenan Allen had a great game. But I believe it's starting to expose people who made those comments about the Chiefs saying they're not going to be able to move on. They're not going to make the playoffs. Not going to win the division. Now we're 8-2, still have a strong schedule ahead of us. Got the Rams coming into town. They're hungry for a win. I believe they're on a 4-game losing streak, but Chiefs got to stay strong, keep rolling, and with the defense playing the way they are, you know, five sacks in this last game, things you like to see. Again, Kellen's comments are still true to this day. Defense, 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 and our offense is rolling. Now special teams look like they're starting to click. You're building confidence in a guy like Sky Moore, who's kind of struggled to start the year. Harrison's back on it. Just a lot of things that are coming together at the right time, and the team's really getting hot. I'd like to talk about the defense real quick. Them stepping up. Chris Jones, 2 sacks on the day. Mike Dana, 2 sacks on the day. And Willie Gay shooting through the gap for a sack for him as well. Very well put together. Defense played well. Yeah, they gave up 27 points, but they cracked down when it really mattered. Harrison Butker, like I said earlier, stepped up. Sky Moore balled out. Big game for him. Next up, we have the results from last week from Joe's Crystal Ball. Now we have the predictions to see if they came true, and then we also have predictions for this coming week to see how well those will reign true as well. So I said Mahomes would have over 315 passing yards. That was true. Pacheco TD, he did not score a touchdown, but he did ball out, I believe, 107 rushing yards on 15 attempts. He did very good. And then I had Kadarius Toney over 100 total yards. He ended up getting hurt, a hamstring injury. You know, that's kind of scary because that's what they talked about in the Giants. The guy had a hamstring injury. He wanted to deal with that. Just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Travis Kelce was my next prediction. 8 receptions. He did not get that, which it is what it is. Chiefs are still winning. He had 6 receptions for 3 touchdowns, so I guess I can't be that upset with that prediction. And then Chris Jones, my man, CEO of Sack Nation, got me right on this one. I said over 1.5 sacks, and he ended up getting 2 full sacks, so that was good to see. So I was 2 for 5 on this one. But into next week's prediction. I have Mahomes for 3 touchdowns. I got the Chiefs holding Matthew Stafford under 275 passing yards. So we'll see how our D-backs can do. I'm a little bit worried about Juan Thornhill with a little bit of an injury there. We'll see if rookie Brian Cook can step up if Juan Thornhill does not play. I'll have Sky Moore over 3 receptions. Keep building on that confidence that he had from this past week. He had 6 receptions, so maybe even 3 can still keep him rolling a little bit. And then the Chiefs defense will have 3 more sacks as well. Get us that Big Mac sack that we all know and love, especially my man Kellen. I always get him one sometimes when we're up at school, so we split that. You know, it's always fun to get a Big Mac sack. And then, something that Kellen said we should add in, Chad Henne make an appearance at the end of this week's game. Hopefully the Chiefs make it so dominant that he can come in, even if it's just for the remaining kneel down for victory formation, but overall, I hope that's what can happen. That'll wrap up this week's episode. Thank you all for tuning in to 816 the 660 podcast. I am your host, Joe Ramos, and please make sure to tune in next week as we go over the game against the Los Angeles Rams. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.